This for News Talk 1290 CJBK having a page on Facebook, and thanks to Tiffany Kicks, who sent along a link to a movie called If I Should Fall. Brendon Culliton is very much involved in putting that movie together, and he joins me on the air today to talk about If I Should Fall. It's being screened today, and it's actually an interesting beginning to the story. It's a great story about the human face behind the honor and sacrifice of Canadian soldiers, and a close look at Trooper Mark Diab in this story as well. But Brendon Culliton, thanks for doing this. Thanks for being on the program. How you doing?
Oh, thanks for having me, John. Yeah, I'm doing good. I was actually at the Remembrance Day service this morning at the Victoria Park, so that went really well. There was a huge turnout for that. That was good to see.
Awesome. It's wonderful in London to know the kind of support. Yesterday, when the boxes were stolen, and I believe they do now have a person in custody on those, because I got a note this morning from London Police Service about that. We're up to somewhere over $5,400 now. People just dropping off money to make up for the money that was lost from the poppy boxes. There is a lot of love for the military in this community, and I guess that's really the love and respect that we have for it. Maybe ingrained in your family, and this started out as kind of a conversation between you and your father, did it not?
Yeah, that's right. You know, our family does have history in the military, and my uncle served in World War II, and my great uncle. And from that degree, I've always had an interest in military growing up, you know, watching movies, like reading stuff, even playing video games. And through that, as the Afghan war started to develop, I got to a point where, you know, I admittedly didn't understand enough about it to be satisfied with you know, I wanted to gain a better context of what our soldiers were going through in Afghanistan.
Sure.
So from that, again, this is just conversation that me and my dad just sort of had from time to time. He had a history in TV, and me being a television broadcast student from Fanshawe Western, you know, we had the skill set, and then it was just a matter of actually making the choice to start going through and sending out emails and getting contacts, and basically, you know, we just wanted to be able to share some of the true stories of the people who have been involved with the Afghan war in several different ways, including families and the soldiers who have been there themselves. So.
And put a human face, because a lot of people may appreciate soldiers and what our military, and I don't know, maybe I have trouble putting into words. My dad was military as well. He was Navy and fought in 2 wars. I find it difficult to put into words how much class we have in the Canadian military. But we have a very classy military in this country.
Yeah, that's true, you know. And for the people who are inside of that circle, that family, that military family, they're aware of this. I mean, if you go up to, you know, we actually were up on the base in Petawawa, where Mark was based out of, the CFB there, and I mean, typical Canadian, right? Like, we tend to, like, get along with everyone, treat everyone with respect and stuff like that, but we're humble about it, you know, this is nothing new. But absolutely, within the circle of the military family, it literally is a family. And that's something that the film itself sort of represents. Through telling the story of Mark, you meet his comrades and the soldiers who knew him, and they explain, you know, like, they were brothers. And in an extension of this, Mark's mom, who you see in the film talking about this very adamantly, like, she expresses that, like, because they were Mark's brothers, that makes them her sons. You know, like, it's a very close-knit family in many different ways. So,
you've got Lorena McKenna. Now, this is a movie that you've had together for at least a year, because I know that you did have the opportunity to show it last Remembrance Day as well. Correct?
Yes, that's correct. That was like when it was first premiered, and that was on CFB Petawawa as well.
And you've got Lorena McKenna with some wonderfully haunting music throughout this film as well. It's really quite beautiful. Tell us where we can see it today, Remembrance Day.
Well, today it's showing free to the public, 7 p.m. at the Wolf Performance Hall, which is inside of the London Public Library Central on 251 Dundas Street. So it's, again, it's open to the public, and we're accepting donations at the door to go to the Mark Diab Children Foundation, and as well as the Military Families Fund. And, you know, this won't be the last time that people will have a chance to see it. The DVD will be available in the near future. If people want to find out more about that, they can visit the website, which is www.ifishouldfall.com, and just follow the links through there, and we'll make sure that they're notified when the DVD becomes available. But this is something that, you know, I put my heart and soul into it as an artist, and along with all the people who are involved in making it come to fruition. And it's something that I want to be able to share with as many Canadians as possible, because it's more than just a story about Mark. Like, it is a story about all of the soldiers who have, you know, who we've lost in Afghanistan. But beyond that, it's a story of the universal story of loss that families go through, and to be able to understand the sacrifices that they make themselves. You know, that's an important thing. You know, when we, especially today, when we think about remembrance, it's important to remember the soldiers, but it's also important to remember the families who have also been affected by, you know, war and other events across the world. So.
And congratulations, Brendon. Brendon is the director. Brendon Culliton is the director of this movie that we're talking about, If I Should Fall. And it is a feature-length film. It is documentary, and documentary competition prize of the Canadian International Film Festival for the Award of Excellence this year. So congratulations on that, for sure.
Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, it just recently we actually got it back from Fredericton, and it won a Best Documentary Award out there. So, you know, it's been on the West Coast and it's been on the East Coast, and so it's just a matter of getting it everywhere in between, and that's what we hope to do over the next little while. It was part of the goal when we originally made this, to make something that we can get in high schools, and for me as an artist, I wanted to make something that we could share with, you know, young high school students and today's veterans alike. So, and I think it does that quite well.
So again, London Public Library and in the Wolf Theatre.
Wolf Performance Hall at the London Central Library. That's right, yeah.
Okay, and it's a 7 p.m. start?
7 p.m., yep.
Free to everyone tonight. But please go to ifishouldfall.com, read about the story. You can watch the trailer there as well. But also there's a link to purchase the DVD. That link is currently inactive, but make sure that you return to that link when the DVD becomes available, or just keep clicking on it until it does become. And sign the guest book while you're there as well. You can also go to visit Mark's site at markdiab.com. But visit ifishouldfall.com. And Brendon, thank you so much for this, and thanks for putting together such a wonderful remembrance of Mark, as well as letting us see into the life of a soldier.
Oh, thank you. And again, yeah, thanks to all the people who have been involved in today's remembrance. You know, and one of the big things about this film that I want to be able to get across is that I want to be able to take the theme of Remembrance Day beyond Remembrance Day, as simple as that sounds. And that's something that every Canadian can be a part of. So. Absolutely.
Brendon Culliton, director of If I Should Fall. Find out more at ifishouldfall.com. And tonight, 7 p.m. Go to the London Public Library, and they'll be able to direct you to the Wolf Performance space from there. 1:44. Thank you, Brendon.
Thank you a lot, John.
More Big Show coming up from News Talk 1290 CJBK.